games are a big part of my life. With my disability, it was one of the only things I could do for enjoyment. So gaming has really opened up that door for me, and it helps connect you to other people in this world.
I can't do a lot by myself, but I can play video games on my own, which gives me a good sense of independence and achievement.
It's just a release from the monotony of the day. If you're not feeling well or you're uncomfortable, it takes your mind off it and gives me something to look forward to.
As a parent, it's made so much difference to Chase being able to access video games. It creates a level playing field. He can do an activity that he wouldn't be able to do in normal day-to-day life. But even better, with gaming, he can play alongside someone.
Special Effect are bringing families and friends closer together through video games. The setups we create are personalised, so people can play to the very best of their abilities. And this opens the door to inclusion and independence, confidence and creativity. Help us level the playing field and create many more magical gaming moments.
What is up, everybody? How is it going? My name is Johnny Chew, and this is a special segment for the launch of Holiday Miracles. Welcome to the ChewCast. Give me a second. I just realized I didn't do a couple things. Hold on. You think I have everything ready, but I really don't. Like, I'm not going to put the special effect logo since it's already kind of there, so we're just going to snag the Holiday Miracle photo so we can put it up. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, welcome to the ChewCast. My name is Johnny Chew, and today we will be, this is a pre-show for the Holiday Miracles charity event. Get some nice relaxing music in there while we're basically having a chat today. So let me first by saying, what is Holiday Miracles? Well, I am going to do this on my Twitch channel, which is www.twitch.tv/JohnnyChew, because this will be posted on YouTube as well. So I'm very happy to share this. Where's my chat? Oh, because I effed up, that's why. Holiday Miracles. There we go. But, actually, in all seriousness, where is my chat? Ah, there you are. Okay. So, I don't know why it won't show it on command, but at least we got it working for that. Alright. So first off, let me just explain what Holiday Miracle is, because it's not showing on this end, but I can show it on my end. Holiday Miracle is a month-long charity event from December 1st through December 31st. It was inspired by our childhood of being so excited what games we would get that year for the holidays. We want to help people with physical disabilities to have the same kind of joy this year, and thanks to special effect, we can make that miracle come true. And there is a donation page for it as well. And yeah, this is a wonderful charity event. Special Effect really do all they can to help people with physical disabilities to help better their lives through gaming. And they create special controllers for people who are going through all this stuff, and it makes it. Oh my god, freaking ads, sorry.
What the hell does that even mean?
Hold on, let me pick something else with no ads. Because that is annoying. Maybe just go with this one now? Actually, what's this one? Does this one have ads? No. Okay. This will do just fine. Sorry. Little underprepared. Oh, wait, no. I don't want copyright music here. I need non-copyright music. I'm trying to find the royalty-free ones. Because... yeah. There we go. That's significantly better. Anyway. So... what was I saying? Sorry. Oh yeah, special effect. We've been doing this event since 2021, I believe. In 2003, I did have to take a year off because, sorry, a year off because I was dealing with a lot of personal issues. But this year, last year, 2022 to 2021, this officially marks the 4th year anniversary of starting Holiday Miracles. So I'm very happy. Next year will be literally the 5-year celebration. And I'm hoping to make it really big next year for a lot of people. For this charity. So I know I said I was going to have a special guest today. I was supposed to have Reina as a special guest today, but unfortunately, her area just got hit with a major snowstorm, and she currently doesn't have power to join us today. So I want to give nothing but the love and respect Reina deserves. I hope she's safe. I hope she's keeping warm if it's cold in her home. You know, all that stuff, because it's not easy. You know, being a New Yorker from the central part of New York, we get hit with bad snowstorm all the time, and sometimes it does get that bad. So we wish Reina for the best of luck. I'm already in talks with her to get her back, to actually get her on here, maybe during the next TrueCast. We'll see, because I still need to plan around how exactly I want to run the TrueCast. Do I want to do it a bi-weekly thing? Do I want to do a monthly thing? Time will tell. I will say, on December, what was it, the 7th or the 11th? Hold on, let me get my phone real quick. Because I made an announcement on this for... Sorry, I need to get something to drink, my mouth's getting dry. I did make an announcement not that long ago about the Game Awards that I was going to, okay, the 11th. Alright, so on December 11th, we will technically have another TrueCast, but it would also be a reaction video. Also, because of the slight change of plans of everything, I am opening up stream chat on Discord. And so that means if there's anyone who is in the Discord server, which I'll even post here, you can join the Chew Crew Discord server if you would like to be part of today's ChewCast, which I will be answering multitudes of questions and all the wonderful stuff. And it's an open invitation. I'm even going to pin this on my Discord. Open chat invite for the ChewsCast. Open voice chat invite for the ChewsCast, and I'm going to pin it. So that means if we get anyone coming in here wanting to be like, yeah, you know, I would like to come in and, you know, join and have fun, I just made it possible for anyone to join in right now. But what was I going to say? But yes, please keep Reina in your thoughts, everyone. You know, make sure, you know, pray that she's okay, pray that her power comes on soon. Everything in between, okay? Because she more than deserves it. Give me a second. Completely. Sorry, give me just a second. But to continue on with the ChewCast, so Holiday Miracle. So throughout the entire month, me and multitudes of other streamers are going to be taking part in this to raise money for a special effect. And I'm going to give them a shout out real quick. Give me a second. So you can check out all the streamers that are that I have talked to personally and have agreed to take part in this. So first off, I don't know exactly when she's going to do it, and just a lot is going on with her life as right now. But Reina is a streamer who is going to take part in this. We also have Moonblade, who taken part in this last year, and you know, big shout outs for them. And I need to go on Discord so I don't F up any names. We also have a new one who we've seen on this channel, a new streamer that we've seen on this channel before. Rima Wasabi is another VTuber who plays all sorts of games from Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, you know, very nice community to hang out with, is an amazing artist as well. She made her VTuber herself, so that's pretty amazing. And then we have another VTuber who is a friend of Reina's, I mean, not Reina's, sorry, of Rima, who I talked to personally, who also agreed to take part in this. Okay. And I want to give them a shout out too. There we go. Wait, did I spell the name wrong? No. I could have sworn. Hold on. Give me a hot second.
Him.
Oh god.
Him.
Mute that. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. This is the point of a podcast, too. Sometimes when you're looking up something, you need to, especially something out of the blue, you need to, look at, you know, stuff on the internet and everything like that. Wait, okay, that's my follower list. I'm not trying to find a follower list. Well, actually, could they be following me? Give me a second. No, I don't. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. So, Ari Clar. That's what it was, Ari Clar. Cynthia. Ari Clar. Yeah, that's who it was. Okay. I wanted to make sure I got their name right because, you know, it's difficult trying to, remember every single streamer that follows you. And just want to double check to make sure that this is the right streamer. Yes, yes it is. Okay. Alright, got that good to go. So, the mind block. So that's what's special about Special Effect. You know, they really do work hard to create special controllers for people who are physically disabled to play video games with people who are fully able-bodied. And these people, it's just amazing what Special Effect does. Like, I will be the first to even say as well that when the words please work, when putting all this together, even with these videos that I have in backup to play when we take a break, it's just, it brought me to tears because, you know, I know what we're doing is making a big difference in the world, and the world is already in a crappy state as it is right now. And I do mean crappy with, you know, just with all these tariffs, with all this hate and violence. It just, it gets tiring. And, you know, there are some people who look down on people who are physically disabled. And it does make me sick to my stomach that people will treat someone who has some sort of disability and just treat them like absolute crap. Like, here's a great example. Little Johnny Chew storytime fact. Growing up, especially at a young age, in like schools and stuff like that, I had a very, very difficult time communicating. So much so that the school wanted to label me as mentally R-word. You know, I would never say that word on stream. I don't say it in front of people because that word is a trigger word for anyone who goes who suffer through mental health, who suffer through some sort of learning disability, all that stuff. It is a trigger. But that's what the school wanted to label me as. And God bless my teacher at the time, because she was like, no, he's capable of more than what they're seeing. And my teacher fought tooth and nails for it, even though I got held back a grade because of it. And yeah, it was really bad growing up, and it was really tough growing up, not being able to communicate well. I literally, throughout all 12 years of high school, had to go through speech therapy. And I say all 12 years of high school? No. All 12 years of school, technically 13, I had to go through speech therapy because of my communication issue. I had a hard time pronouncing certain words and with certain letters. Like, even to this day, I still struggle with, the letter S and, a couple of others too, like statistic, which we had a moment that I actually said it right. Statistic was a very, almost damn near impossible word for me to say. And why I was suffering for all of this, well, again, a little bit of a story time with Johnny Chew. When I was an infant, and I do mean an infant, I was only 2 months old at this point. I got diagnosed with viral meningitis. And for those that don't know what viral meningitis is or anything like that, it's a kind of disease. Oh, sorry. It's a disease that actually circulates your brain, and if left unchecked, especially with viral meningitis, it could be lethal. Yeah, I almost died before I was even a year old, and because of that, and the reason why I even got to that state was because I had a shithole doctor that didn't know what the he was doing, and when my parents tried to go after him, after I was getting treated for it, he fled the country. Yeah, he fled the country because he was about to get sued and possibly even imprisoned for negligence and, serious counts of malpractice. But I don't even know if the dude is even alive anymore. Probably not, because I think my parents said that he was rather old, and this was 33 years ago. So, yeah. But yeah, no, it really did set my brain back quite a bit. Like, I've always tell people, like, even though I'm 33 years old now, I feel like that my brain is at least like 5 years back. Because when I was, especially as a teenager, I still had some sort of a mentality of a freaking 8 to 10 year old. It wasn't the best. And yeah, growing up was hard, especially when you had a difficult time communicating. Like, and I know I'm talking about a lot of stories about my personal life, but you know what? This is a podcast for a reason. I would never forget, I believe this was in 6th grade, I believe. Yeah, I think 6th grade is right. Because, like a lot of people, we participated in a after-school program. I forgot what was I even doing in that after-school program. I think I was I trying out for the basketball team? Because there was a time many Johnnies ago that I did try out for the basketball team. Didn't make it, even though I was a big tall dude that can probably easily block and defend, and can make their shots too. But I wasn't good enough, probably because of weight reason. I am a chunky boy. I am a very chunky boy. Well, maybe not very chunky. Actually, according to the like, I'm big, but I'm not like, oh. I'm not like, and I've been losing weight as of late, between 2023 and 2024. Actually, 2022 to 2024, I lost over 50 pounds, which I will admit wasn't the healthiest way how I lost it. Before anyone asks, no, it wasn't because I got a procedure done or anything like that. It was really based on stress. Like, it was a very stressful time during those times. Especially 2023 to 2024 to today. 2023 to today. Extremely stressful. I can go on for hours about how stressful, life has been to me for a while. But I'm not going to harp on that during this podcast. But anyway, back to the story. Yeah, it had to have been for basketball, or like I said, I'm trying to think, was there another after-school program that I took part in? Like, it's bothering me. But anyway, it was in middle school. I was, we got on the bus and everybody, was getting off. Well, for some reason, don't know again why, but they didn't know where I live or where I needed to go. Like, they weren't handed a list of students who are taking the bus this late after school to go home. And what happened was that for like a half hour, I alone, the only child, was stuck on this school bus, and they couldn't tell me where I live. And then I would tell them my street, which was a kind of common street. It was Coral Ave, and they couldn't understand me whatsoever because I couldn't say Coral correctly. And they struggled big time with me. It got to the point where I'm like, I'm not that far off of Ballantyne. You can literally drop me off at Ballantyne and Coral. And I don't mind sharing the street's name because I don't live there anymore. I moved on somewhere completely different. So I didn't dock myself. It's just, that's the name of my streets when I lived there as a teen. I no longer live there anymore on that street. Yeah, it was just really tough to communicate as a kid. And it doesn't help that I had a lot of at-home issues as well that was going on that I'm not going to talk about it on here right now. But yeah. Anyway, Actually, hold on. I made a list of what things that we could talk about on the ChewCast. But people who suffer through physical disability as well, especially, yeah, I had a bit of a physical disability, which also turned into a, mental disability. If I say right now, do I have a physical disability? I would say my right ankle is deformed a bit. After spraining it, God knows how many times, especially one time where I freaking fell in a hole that I told the owners, hey, you might want to, fill this hole, but no, they completely ignored me. And I got hurt because of their ignorance. Then they tried to say, well, have you been drinking? I was like, I've had some drink, but I'm still freaking aware of my surroundings and everything like that. And then they were trying to say, oh, well, it's your fault because you were drunk. I was like, I told you about this goddamn hole before it even happened. If you want to talk about drunk, look at your damn son. He was wasted before the party even started. But to continue on with the topic of special effect, this is just a wonderful way to give back to people who are truly suffering right now during this time of honestly a lot of hardship and a lot of unnecessary hardship. So special effect really does work very well to you know, help those in need, you know, to better their lives through gaming. And I think gaming is so important. Like, more important than a lot of people in the general public even realize. Like, in a lot of ways, I think gaming saved my life. And I do mean that quite literally, saved my life, because without gaming, I probably would be struggling a lot more right now. If not for gaming, I wouldn't have met some of the most wonderful people in my life, such as Echo, Heavy, Stocky Frog, Devi Mew. Reina, another one, because of the common interest in gaming, and so many other people I can list out. I can go on for hours. But these people struggle because they're not able to hold a controller properly. Maybe because of a deformity in their hand, the mobility, that they can't really, you know, use their hand correctly, arm correctly. And it's a great escape, so that means they can play with people who are fully able-bodied. And as someone who takes care of a physically disabled person right now, for the most part, it really touched home with me. Like, when the Switch 2 came out, I gave my mother the Switch 1. So she could play some games, and we hooked her up with the Nintendo Online services, which, between both of us, we're just paying $20 a year. Between the both of us. And because we're part of a family plan, and we're able to, trying to think of the word, we're able to pay less than what it would be for the initial Nintendo Online service. Not only pay less, but also get more benefits out of it. So, yeah, Special Effect is definitely a charity that I try to work with every year. The person who sent me all the information, this is Marta, you know, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. This is Marta, has been going through a lot of personal stuff life, so she hasn't really been on this platform a lot in the past couple of years. And it's not my place to say what those things are, but it is always, we always think about people who are going through a lot in life here in the Chew Crew. So yeah. And if you're not able to donate to Special Effect this year, because I know money is very tight right now, just the awareness is just as good. The awareness of this charity, the awareness of this event, because I want to try to get more people involved, and I want this to be every year be bigger than it is the previous year. So anyway, so I did make a small list of topics that we can talk about today. We already did one of them, which talks about, Holiday Miracles, Special Effect, and the goals for this charity. One thing unlisted is favorite gift, received during the holiday season. And that goes for anyone who watches this video. If you want to post in the comments, or if you are in this Twitch chat, you want to post like one of your most favorite gifts that you can recall getting during the holiday season. Honestly, for me, one of the most memorable ones was now, as a big freaking Power Ranger fan. Sorry, need to take another drink. Me being a big Power Ranger fan, I just absolutely loved Power Rangers as a kid, growing up and everything. And during this time, it was the whole Power Ranger Turbo era, which is not considered a fan favorite for a lot of people, and understandably so. But I still watched it, I still loved it, I still loved it as a kid. I would never forget Christmas Day. I recall seeing like, hey, you guys can get the Megazord, the Turbo Megazord, to assemble and put together, and I was like, oh my god, I would freaking love that. That would be amazing to have. And especially as a kid, I'm like, let's see, that came out around, let's see, Power Ranger came out in 1993. First season 1993, second season 1994. 1995, the third season happened with the movie that happened before the movie, I believe. Alien Ranger would be 1996. Zeo was 1997, so this would have been 98, I believe. So 1998. Yeah, that sounds right. And 1998 was Turbo, so I was around 6 years old at the time. And I was like, oh my god, I love Power Rangers so much. And this was during a time where I would like watch Power Rangers, Batman, the animated series, Spider-Man, the animated series. What was another one? Pokemon. I was also starting to pick up a slight interest, later that time. Oh yeah, Pokemon was such a big deal for me. Oh, Pokemon. But I remember wanting this toy because I'm like, oh my god, I would love a Megazord for myself one day. So when the Christmas came along, because my family celebrates Christmas, I remember opening up the box, and there it was, like literally all the Megazords that I can, you know, individually, you know, open them up to have like their own warrior mode, but they can come together for the actual big Megazord. And I just remember as a kid, I played with them a lot. And they lasted for a while too. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this was just a couple of years deal. No, they lasted for a long while. I don't know where they are now. I know I never sold them. It might actually be in storage with my father, for all I know. I don't know. It's been, like I said, forever ago. But that's one of my personal memorable moments that I remember. Another one was when we got the N64. You know, when we got that, oh my god, me and my sister would play that game constantly. Play on the N64 constantly. With Mario Kart, Mario Party. My parents even got my sister, Conquer Bad Fur Day at one point. Because they didn't really think of anything that serious. They were like, oh look, it's a cute little red squirrel. You know, what can possibly go wrong? Everything went wrong. But it didn't bother us that much because they were bleeping out a lot of the stuff. And this was also during a time that, you know, South Park was a big thing. And we used to watch it. So we had some, you know, we weren't heavily restricted, unlike most kids around that time, but still. Yeah, even when borrowing it from my grandparents, my sister borrowed Resident Evil 2, the original, and that's what got me into the series. So, yeah, a lot of good memories with the N64. And then, let's not forget about Pokemon. Pokemon Stadium was fucking peak. Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Stadium 2, so much freaking fun. I could go on about the Pokemon Stadium games because they really were a lot of fun, even though back then I didn't really understand any of the stats and everything like that. I didn't understand the accuracy and all that other stuff because I'm a kid. You don't think about that. You see a powerful move and you're like, oh, Sunday? What does Thunder do? Oh my god, that looks cool. That looks better than freaking Thunderbolt, and it does a lot more damage. What could possibly go wrong? I miss every single Thunderbolt. That's what went wrong. But also the party games for freaking Pokemon Stadium. Lots of fun. So, and I do have a couple more too. Also being a big Dragon Ball fan at the time, you know, Dragon Ball was important to me. Hold on, I need to fix my VTuber real quick. I think that tracing what I did over my arm kind of effed it up a little bit. There we go. So, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan as well. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z, you know, Dragon Ball Super. I even, in some areas, like Dragon Ball GT, even though they didn't make sense half the time. You know, welcome to the Grand Tour, welcome to the Grand Tour, Dragon Ball no. See, I got the Dragon Ball GT, the opening I love is Dan Dan Toga, bit by bit I'm falling under your spell. That kind. That one. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Dragon Ball. So, this was around the time I was like 12 years old, I believe. This is why I had the PlayStation 2, you know, for my personal favorite freaking gaming system ever. because when I turned it was right before I turned, yeah, when I turned 9 or 10, one of the two. Probably was 9 because it was around the time of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. My parents got me a PlayStation 2, which was something I was not expecting, but what they got with it was even special. Freaking Spider-Man for the PS2, the first one, before the amazingness that is the second Spider-Man game. At first, I didn't have a memory card, so every time I played that game, I would have to literally start from the beginning all the time without the memory card. Because my parents didn't know about this. I didn't even know about it at the time. But yeah, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Jak and Daxter. I played all 3 games. Freaking loved all 3 games. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was epic. Pac-Man World 2 was another game I played a lot on my PlayStation. Sonic Heroes. Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, to be more specific. I'm just trying to think of all the games that I had on the PS2. There was a lot. But I enjoyed every single one of them. But anyway, what was I talking about? It was right before the PS2 for the holiday season. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So one of these games that I did have for the PS2 at the time was Dragon Ball Budokai. An amazing Dragon Ball fighting game, and I mean amazing, loved every second of it. Well, you can imagine how hyped I was when I heard about Dragon Ball Budokai 2. Yes, the second one, which is a game that no one talks about that much. This was a game, this was after, they added the story arc with, Majin Buu. And, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. I want to fight Buu so bad. I want to be his behind. And every time, just waiting for this game to come out. Well, not to come out, it was already out. It was more like, I had to wait till Christmas. I literally was like, oh, I'm going to play Budokai a lot and pretend that Android 19 is actually Buu from Dragon Ball, even though it's not really him. So then when Christmas came along and I finally got the game, I can't even tell you how much time I spent on that game, especially with the story mode. Like, I unlocked everyone from Majin Buu, from... yeah, everyone that you can think of. And, the funny thing about that is, that game annoyed the shit out of my family, because it had the mechanic where... it was the start of the mechanic where you didn't have to use the button combination to use the Kamehameha wave. All you just had to do was press like forward circle, and they automatically do it. So on a daily you would hear Kamehameha, 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 and I did that so much to the point that my parents was like, "Can you stop using the same damn move? I'm tired of hearing the goddamn thing." And I just remember laughing. I'm like, but it's part of the game. They were like, I don't give a shit if it's part of the game. It's annoying as fuck. I just remember laughing so much about that alone. So, but yeah, that was another holiday favorite. And then I got one more to share. Um, so this was around the time I was like starting high school, like 10th grade at least, when I got this. Um, no, no, I would have been in my junior year of high school when this happened. Um, yeah. So, what was it? Halo was really big on my friend group and everything like that, and I've always wanted to get like an Xbox 360 with the internet connection and all that stuff. And because where my mom was staying at the time, the person she was staying with, aka my stepfather, also had a son as well who did have an Xbox and all that stuff. So every time I was over there, me and him, we would play Halo. So when it finally came around that my mom moved back with my father at the time, she decided to said, hey, you know, let's get let's get, you know, they call me Jesse even though my real name is John. Let's get Jess a Xbox because that means he can play some games and he's old enough to know better. So they did, and they got me a copy of Halo. And actually, I got to play the game a little bit before Christmas because we wanted to set up the internet properly so that I could play. Because, mind you, this was during a time where Wi-Fi was still very new. So we did, and it worked just fine. And I remember for like a few months after that, I was just playing nothing but Halo. Halo 3, and then the release of Halo Reach came out, and I'm like, ho ho ho, ho ho. And I was like, good to have put in, you know, for an Xbox, especially with Halo Reach right around the corner. But yeah. No, wait. I'm trying to think of something because something doesn't add up in the timeline. Yeah, doesn't matter. But I just remember getting the Xbox and I was like really happy to get it, and I was able to play with my friends at the time. And you know, we did a lot of shooters back then, you know, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4, Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead, which is another amazing series. Yeah, just a lot going on at once. So, yeah, those were some of my favorite gifts I've ever received during the holiday. Alright, so, because I need to refill my drink. So, we're going to take a short break on here. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause the music here. We're going to take a short break, while I go refill my, my drink. But during the break, we are going to be playing Magical Moments, which is like a 3 minute video of magical moments that Special Effect have done to help better people's lives through gaming. Yeah, and fair warning, it might get you emotional because it got me emotional last night just listening to all of it, just watching all of this. So sit back, enjoy, and check out these magical moments that happen because of Special Effect. Be right back.
There you go, you got it.
Oh. Wrong screen. And sorry. Oh god. I don't know why. I just took some of my daily medicine that I have to take. And it just went down, did not go down the way it should have. Ugh. And it leaves a horrible aftertaste. Yeah. Anyway. But watching those, and actually, hold on. Did I make a command for a special effect? I think I did. Let's see. Yes, I did. So, I need to change the title. Because I did, I need to change some of these, like the video game, joystick, burp up. But yeah, it's game on for everyone. Special effect for fun and inclusion because back into the lives of people with physical disability by helping them to play video games. They have an official website, a Twitch channel. They have, I want to have to change that to probably X because it says Twitter. This was before Elon Musk took over Twitter. And also I need to add the TikTok because they do have a TikTok as well. So I need to change that soon. So the next thing I put on my list of things to talk about are memorable moments during the holiday. Like I've already talked about some of the games that I have gotten. And, you know, some of the gifts that I've gotten that brought me so much joy. There's only really one truly memorable moment that I have that's probably going to live on with me for the rest of my life. Like, I could talk about how, why is it so quiet? I don't want to make the music super loud, but Jesus. But, you know, I could talk about that because I do remember, you know, going to my, grandparents' place, which was like 30 to 40 minutes away from where I used to live. Um, but there's only one memorable moment during the holiday that I can think of. And, it's kind of recent. And I do mean kind of recent. Um, Not last year, but the year before, I believe. Yeah, 2020. No, even the year before was rough. Would have been the year before that, which would have been 2022 when we got, okay. So, even though it wasn't like snowy or anything like that, and during this time of year in 2022, we me and my best friend that everybody already knows of this channel, Queen Tay-Bear, when I said I was going out to get Isabella at the time, she wanted to be sure that I picked up what is an actual cat, because she didn't believe me to begin with. So we went out, we got Isabella. Tiniest of small beans. And now suddenly this just got louder. There we go. Tiniest of small. We went there, we got cat foods for her, and all that wonderful stuff. We bring her home, and I got surprised with going to a special light show that was happening. Now, I haven't been to this light show in years. And I do mean years. And I said the next time I go out there, I want it to be with someone truly special, truly close to my heart. Well, that was a big surprise that she got tickets for us to go see it. And, just two of us, and it was great. My mom will have her fun with Isabella, you know, being a small little kitten. And we go out there for a few minutes just to hang out and spend some time together. You know, it sounds like a great time. And that alone would have been very memorable for me. Unfortunately, it did take a turn for the worse. Now, Mama Chu blames herself for this all the time. I don't. I really don't, because stuff like this could happen. While we were at this light show, I get a phone call from Mama Chu. And the phone call said, she just fallen. She just fell. And when I got that call, we tried to get back home as fast as possible because we want to make sure she's okay. Now, the fire department already came and helped my mom up. But she thought that she was strong enough to do a little bit more of a getting up. And unfortunately, she struggled. So I called my dad and my sister regarding this, and it did not go well at all. I'm not even going to sweat in the small detail, but basically they never showed up. We eventually did get Mamachu up, where she is able to, and thank God for Tay, because she was doing her best to hold Isabella so she doesn't interfere or try to escape, all that stuff. So once everything was said and done, you know, Mamachu felt horrible, but to me, despite all that that happened, that was truly, honestly, the most memorable moment and probably the best gift I have ever gotten during the holiday season. So, yeah. And I like talking about it because, like, again, it's very special and dear to my heart. And I appreciate every second of it, everything that has happened that led up to that, even with the bad stuff. Yeah, it sucked, but it wasn't the, oh my god, the worst thing ever. So, so this is actually going to be a small, episode of this podcast. I'm not going to go super long with it. I'm honestly surprised I've even done this for an hour and 11 minutes now. About to be 12 minutes. And just by myself. But the last thing I had listed for this podcast is, what are you hoping for this holiday season? And what I mean by hoping for, it's definitely during the realm of possibilities. That you hope beyond hope that would happen. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I hope I win the lottery. No. I know that won't happen. And I think for me personally is, I hope we reach our goal for Holiday Miracles. I have it set to 300 pounds. Oh yeah, I should also mention that Special Effect is a UK based organization, but they do work around the world, including the United States. But yeah, I hope we can hit our goal. That would be pretty awesome. I hope I can see some of my friends. They have recently moved back into the area and I've yet to see them. So that would be great during the time. Yeah, and I gotta say, just truly try my best to make this holiday a true miracle for someone. Because this is something that I full-heartedly believe in. I believe in the cause 100%. Like, I hate to say this because I would never think anyone would be like this. But unfortunately, there are people who are like this. People who use charity as a means to get some sort of tax exemption from their yearly taxes, especially here in the US. And I gotta say, like, if you are someone who only do charity because you're wanting to that you're only wanting to get some sort of tax reduction, like credits for your taxes, and that's the only reason why you're doing it, you can go screw yourself. Honestly, charity should never be a tax exempt thing, especially if you're donating. Or even, like, here's the thing. The reason why charity events, like say Special Effect was a United States base, they won't get taxed because they are a non-profit organization. They're not here to make a profit, they're here to build things to give back to the community. The same thing with Extra Life. Like, I kind of want to get back into Extra Life because it's to raise money for children's hospitals to help children in need. Like, I think that stuff is really, really, really important. And yeah. But sorry. I just don't get why some people think it's okay to use a charity as a means to get, so you don't have to pay the government certain amount of taxes. Like, if you're a non-profit organization who are using, the money to truly help others, then I can get that. But to use it as a means to strictly just, get tax deduction, and that's the only reason why I can never support that or support anyone who does do that, because people are suffering right now, and even back then people are suffering, and I feel it is our duty as human beings to help those in need. And I think that is incredibly important. Like, I will never forget, around this time last year, it was actually on the 27th, and actually it wasn't last year, it was the year before. I'm on my way to head to the store, and I'm going to make it very clear, it is freezing outside. Like, for people who use Celsius, this was below zero when this happened. In the US, who use Fahrenheit, it was like 15 degrees outside. It's cold, and I mean really cold. So as I am driving, I noticed on the right that someone was laying on the ground. And I was like, that's unusual. And just by looking at him, I don't know if he was asleep, but he was definitely unconscious. I was like, no, I'm going to call for help, because I can't leave this person like this. I just can't, in good conscience. So I did. I pulled over, I called 911. At first I was like, I really can't stay there because I need to get going, because I have a disabled person that I need to take care of. But a part of me wanted to make sure that this guy was okay. So I turned around and went back to the area. I didn't go to the store first. I turned around to go back to him, and luckily there was an ambulance there to help this guy. And this guy's blood sugar was extremely low, and he did pass out. And I told the EMTs that I'm the one who called it in, and they allowed me to ask the guy if he was okay, and he's like, yeah, I am. I'm just really tired. I can barely keep my eyes open. And I'm like, and he said he was a diabetic, and that maybe his blood sugar was a little too low, and was a little low. and he got the help that he needed. And I don't know, like, I would hope people in my area would have called it in, but knowing, you know, how many vehicles must have went by and people just didn't notice, I just could not get conscious, and I was the only, and they even said that when it comes to this situation, I was the only person that called it in. And mind you, there were houses across where this guy was at, and yeah, again, not everyone at home is going to check outside to say, oh, is there someone lying down on the ground? No, I get that. It's just, if I didn't call it in, this guy would have literally died from hypothermia. And my main concern wasn't, oh, I want to make myself look good, I want to be a hero, and blah 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 blah. I wasn't asking for any of that. When I help people, and when I even do this, I don't ask for anything in return. I don't ask for any special treatment. I don't ask for any recognition. I don't ask for any of that. The one thing I just ask, if they get put in the same situation, a similar situation that I was in, to pay it forward. That's the only thing I would ever ask, is to pay it forward. This is supposed to be a time where we need to be unified, not a time to be divided. Because we are far too divided as it is right now. People are not helping other people because of certain reasons, and I just think it's disgusting. If someone needs help, it's not okay to just ignore them. I help people all the time. I help people, you know, through mental health issues, through loads of other crap. I shouldn't say crap, loads of other stuff. But I never ask for anything in return. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for, hey, can you do this for me? No, I don't do that. All I would ever ask for is pay it forward. If someone comes to you asking for help, pay it forward. Help them. Because you never know when you're going to need that help as well. And you don't want to be put in a situation where you just get ignored because you decided you didn't want to help someone. I can never do that. No, I really can never do that. And like I said, anyone who uses charity as a means to save money for themselves in the future beats the purpose of a charity. It really does. Anyway, I think we're going to call it here for today, for today's ChewCast. Again, I know it was kind of short, but we'll be doing another one rather soon. I already have a couple people lined up. Reina says that she definitely wants in rescheduled to do another one, which I will be more than happy to do. That hopefully something like what just happened to her won't happen again for a while next time we plan this. We also have Rima Wasabi, who also would like to take part of this as well, and I'm pretty sure I can get a few other people too. So we'll take it a bit at a time. Like I said, December 11th I will be doing a ChewCast / reaction here for the Game Awards, which we will put in this little empty corner over here on the left side of the screen. And we just, you know, we react to the games that are coming out, we talk about the Game Awards and all this stuff and everything. But before we end the episode, close the episode, end the stream and all that stuff, I wanted to play one more video of a testimony of someone who got benefited from special effect and how it helped change his life. The person that we're talking to name is Will. So please enjoy.
My name's Will. I'm a C4 tetraplegic following a cycling accident in July 2012. I got back into gaming in 2013 when I found out about Special Effect. The first time I came, I really didn't know what to expect. I've been playing a lot of games prior to my accident, and of that, FIFA was one of the main games I had played, and literally within half an hour we had the shoulder switches and had FIFA set up. I've got movement of the shoulders to limited hand movement, so I've got 2 shoulder switches. They can be set up for whichever trigger button you need them for. For example, you've got X on one shoulder, circle on the other. So for FIFA that's 2 button modes and chin control, like the one I use for my chair, on the analog stick to control the ball. I was quite fortunate that after I'd been to visit Special Effect the first time, I took all the equipment home with me, and it gave me a couple of months to actually get to grips with, whether it's something that I was going to enjoy and something that was going to be suitable for my needs, and it certainly was. And then I got the links to purchasing the right equipment. Games are another aspect of the life that I had prior to my accident, and a real social occasion. Great to be competitive with friends or just to pass time myself. When I was in hospital, I was seeking advice as to what would still be possible, and I had been told that I wouldn't be able to play games like FIFA again. I'm just really grateful I managed to find out about Special Effect, that I've had this opportunity to get back into gaming, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without Special Effect, and I would recommend it to anyone else in a similar position.
That's a really awesome story that before his accident, he was really big into gaming, and he's saying that, since then he couldn't really play any of the games that he loved to play the most, but thanks to Special Effect, they were able to help him to continue a game franchise that he loves so much with the special equipment that they made for him. And I just think it's amazing and incredible. I think it is extremely important, and it's something that a lot of people should be supporting. Like, life is tough as it is right now, and with gaming, it helps escape the reality of what is going on in the real world right now. And it's something that everyone should have the joy of doing. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a good place to end the episode for today. Like I said, I will be on the 11th, and I will keep posted on my TikTok and my Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. TikTok and Discord of future cast dates. I think this is a good way to end the first episode. Yeah, I can't wait to do more of these. And yeah, we have now officially started Holiday Miracles. and this was a pre-show event to officially announce that Holiday Miracles has officially begun. And I, Johnny Chu, will probably be on tomorrow to play. I don't know yet. I don't know, but I know on the 4th of this coming up week, I'm looking into playing Metroid Prime 4 on stream in honor of Holiday Miracles. So I think that would be fun to do. Maybe tomorrow I'll do Metroid Prime 1, the remaster on the Switch. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for joining me on the first ever episode of the ChewCast. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. And until next stream, guys, and next video of the ChewCast, have a good day.